Hello. So I wrote a story today about how my day went, and I sent it to a recent friend, and that person was super supportive and helpful and really liked it and gave me more confidence to make another video and try it again. Oh yeah, I made a video of me reading it and it went really poorly. And so I didn't end up uploading it onto YouTube, but I think I'm gonna upload this one because I have a feeling that I'll be able to say the whole story and everything. But yeah, I think the story has some important messages and connections that I want to share with the world, and yeah, so for once I'm nervous because it's something I actually wrote, and usually I just say whatever I want to say on this channel, but yeah, I'll just read through it. It might take like 10 minutes, but this is my story, I guess, for how my day went. This isn't ordinary, but I often like to risk my life while I drive by myself. I like it less when others are in the car. The white-budded flowers on trees catch my attention. The two birds that dance in the wind catch my eye. I find it hard to decide whether to focus on the road or to focus on life. My mind becomes captivated by clouds drifting in the sky, freer than myself who is still stuck in this painting. Tempting as it sounds, I never join the clouds or the birds. I'm stuck in my car, driving. So, today I wake up and heat up my water, and I head to the car for my 8:30 a.m. class. Around that time, I think it was 8:20. Depending on traffic, I live 20 to 50 minutes away from campus, but that's okay. I had a feeling that today I was going to see more sights. I drove down the hill that my house lives on top of, and all of the trees surrounding me are beautiful, even the dead ones. I noticed the birds that swoop down and risk their lives to catch the drift that the top of my car creates when pressing forward. They give me a heart attack, but I love them and smile. I make it to the light of my neighborhood, and there I wait. Momentarily, I have all the time in the world to stare past the lights and at the sky. The formation of clouds, which certainly have pollution in them, amaze me. I think, wow, those are some beautiful clouds. And I weep, wow, what an amazing sky. The inevitable green light emerges, and so does my already aware mind. Drivers are unable to tell which happened first, me putting my foot on the gas, or the light preparing to turn green. I drive past the intersection, and my eyes glance between the sky and the road, as if I was gasping for air. Each second I get to see the sky is like a millisecond of a breath from when you suddenly reach the surface from underwater. 1 second of the sky, just this 1 millisecond of air after being underwater for decades, is simply not enough. I drive down the roundabout where we used to respect in memory a lost hero, but now it's a Dutch Bros, and I look at all the bushes and soil still remaining. I smile. Honestly, I'll stop telling you how much I smile, because I smile every time I see the world, and yet it never shows on my face. I can't tell you how many birds I saw, or what they all looked like, or how often I had seen them today, but I know I loved every one of them. The crows at PCC are funny. My favorite moments are whenever there are a pair of birds dancing in the wind. They make me think of someone special. Someone special is already dating somebody, but that's besides the point. But the fact that I didn't ask about their special someone resulted in me making some mistakes. I smile. I already said my goodbyes to this person who's special to me. They already gave me a response. I already felt gratitude and lucky that they gave me closure. It made me love and appreciate them even more, making it even harder. I was so ready to leave their mind, and yet they responded to me anyways. I was ready to move on. Now I'm not. I have so much growing to do before I see that person again. He means the world to me. I'm in love. I need to stop being in love, but I can't. I shouldn't think of his voice, but I can't stop the thought. I embrace the thought and choose to miss him. I remember the last thing he said in the response. Have a good life. He told me to have a good life. I've already cried more times than I can count. The people around me probably can't count how often they caught me crying either. The thing is, that's okay. I'm okay with crying. I love crying, actually. It's a part of allowing my emotions to flow. It's the part of me that allows me to love. Every emotion is connected to love, so I love every emotion, even the annoying ones that I hate, like annoyance and hate and anger. Before thinking of all this though, I'm driving to PCC late to my 8:30 a.m. class, ready to have a good day. I'm unaware of how much I'm going to learn in just this one day. I walk into class, probably around 9 a.m. Not bad, son, not bad. For some reason, I don't feel anxiety, and I calmly approach the professor and get situated for class. He does a nice icebreaker, where we're given a bingo card, and we have people sign whichever slot they want to. I met a lot of people, but nobody stood out. I thought those twin birds I saw earlier were a sign that I might meet someone new today, out of nowhere, and in this class! I thought maybe the birds weren't about Susie, but yet nobody stood out from the 20 people I met. People seemed friendly, but nobody's eyes speak to me like Susie's does. Nobody's voice calls out to me and make me think, hey, I know this person. We must have met a long lifetime ago. There's nobody here. Class ends, and this guy next to me talks to me a bit and says he'll see me Thursday. I feel a glimpse of, wait a second, do I know this person? Guess I'll find out Thursday, but for now I don't think so. I'm trying to move on from Susie, but time is proving it's difficult and painful to do so. After class, I drive to Walgreens to go get my mom NyQuil. I'm tempted to buy Cheetos, other snacks, and especially the Lifesaver gummies. I manage to get nothing. In line, I see the cookies and cream Hershey's bar. I manage not to get that too. As much as I love all these things, first of all, they're terrible for me. Excuse me. First of all, they're terrible for me. They taste delicious, but they wreck my health. Most importantly, I can't buy these non-recyclable plastic pieces of crap that do no good for the earth. I can't buy from the same companies that enslave workers to get what they want and tear down anything in their path. They are killing the positive energy in this world, and it saddens me. I wish they would stop. I cry for them and ask, why don't you care about the things you're hurting, and the people you're hurting, and the life you're hurting? Why don't you care about this planet that loves you, even though you're fucking it up? And so for the moments I question buying these snacks, I choose not to. I make it to the front of the line and see a box full of red noses. It says, $1 red noses, help end global child poverty. Now, for days, weeks, and years, I've been staring companies and bullies in the eye, and then quickly walking away knowing it's not worth my time to be angry at something I don't really hate, but instead feel sad for. And yet, when I saw this sign, I got angry. It was probably for a whole 20 seconds too. I don't think angry is the right word to describe it. I think it's closer to disappointment, but it's still kinda angry. Anyways, I lose all respect for this Walgreens that I already didn't respect before with their $50 medicine that probably doesn't do much good. The lady at the front seems to be having a bad day. I hope for the best, and I'm off. After walking out of the store, only a few more seconds pass through my mind before I stop thinking about the stupidity behind selling those noses. How exactly is buying a red nose going to help end poverty? I'm better off working on what I'm doing now. I'm better off finding a solution without this bullshit red nose crap. The nose is made out of more plastic, more of which will end up in the ocean or the earth. That very product does more bad than it does good. It's literally advertising it. How can't you see it? Anyways, I step into my car and move on. I continue my day and smile at more trees, birds, clouds, and bushes. I made it to my neighborhood and chose to stop right before getting home. At the bottom of my hill, I saw a beautiful orange bird. Something about that bird caught my attention and reminded me of Susie. It was definitely the color orange that reminded me of him, but the bird was beautiful regardless, and I was hoping for a photo. The bird flew away when I got too close, and it left me behind. Just as the bird had every right to be free, Susie had every right to say and do what he wanted regarding our friendship, and that included ending it. The situation with the bird and Susie are very much similar. Just like I wanted a photo of the bird, I wanted friendship with Susie. And just like how the bird rejected what I wanted, it wasn't meant to be personal, and it didn't make me feel attacked. It made me feel like the attacker. And just like how I feel about Susie, I'm okay with not getting that photo of the bird. There will be other birds who are willing to let me take a photo. There will be other people wanting to be my friend. Or perhaps that particular bird will fly nearby again. I keep going in the day, and more orange cars pass by. Oh yeah, I drop off the medicine and head out to pick up my brother at school. We go to this Thai place to eat, and there I try not to break down. I close my eyes and meditate, an interchange between losing composure and finding peace. We leave the restaurant one day, and I'm back on the road. I think about everything. The final thought I keep to myself is that all the life I'm looking at is suffering. The trees that are separated in tiny squares of land surrounded by sidewalk and road are suffering. The birds dancing in the sky that often find glass bottles and plastic soda can nooses are suffering. The clouds inhaling pollution must be suffering so much as well. There are kids, teens, and adults suffering in ways I wouldn't even want to imagine, and here I am suffering differently. For those whose suffering resulted in death that approached far too soon, I'm sorry. For those who are suffering far more than I can imagine but are still alive, please do not give up. And for yourself, son, for your suffering, what advice should I give you? Luckily, you remember what Susie said. Have a good life. Someone cares about me. And I care about that someone. And I care about all the life around me that I witness every day. It's not every day that I'll be able to look at this beautiful world that humans paved over with ugly colors. There's an important connection to be made from all this. There's an important connection between my heartbreak with Susie, my physical pain in my sick body, and all the anxiety and depression that fills my brain. There's an important connection between all of my problems and all of the world's problems, and that connection is suffering. But there's an important message that I hope people can hear. Think about all that life that is suffering that's not you, and how it hasn't died yet. I'm suffering, and yet I haven't died yet. I want to have a good life. I have to. That person I love literally said, have a good life. I can't let them down. It reminds me of a time that I was falling apart because of the thought of my mom's death. She told me earlier that day to have a good day, and so I chose to go rock climbing to make that possible. I have to make what he said to me possible as well. To do that, I have to never give up. In order for the suffering trees, bushes, birds, insects, everyone to have a good life, they must never give up. If all of life just gave up on living, the world would truly be over. Until that day comes, we have to keep on living and keep on trying so that we may one day minimize our own suffering and each other's. There's another major important message I get from all this. You can't do this alone, and sometimes you might feel like you're alone, but you're never alone. Think about those trees isolated and surrounded by cement and cars and people. Are they alone? No. I have been dreaming about freeing them of this reality. I am always wishing the best for the life I see around me. People might not see the smile on my face, and the life might not see my hope that they someday get to live in a world they deserve, but it's there. My hope for others is there. So I guess my important message to whoever's listening is this. If you ever feel alone, remember that you are not alone. There is somebody thinking of you, even if somebody doesn't know who you are. Remember that the important connection is you. You can connect yourself to this world, and you can do something about saving it to the best of your abilities. Much like how you won't be able to help everything you wished you could have, there will be plenty of times where nobody is there to help you. Nobody can be everywhere at once, so remember that isolation is only temporary. There's somebody out there who needs you, just as there are people who you haven't met yet that you need. Good luck on your journey. Every journey is a difficult one, so only you know what can be said and done about your own. I don't know who you are, but I believe in you. I love you, and I hope for the best. Bye.